Thank you for staying with us. So, over the weekend, billionaire businessman Femi Otedola set social media ablaze when he advised his daughter on the principle of submission in marriage. His words reignited a heated debate. Is submission a timeless marital value or simply a tool of patriarchy? The internet quickly split in two. Some praised him for upholding African culture and scriptural truth, while others dismissed his advice as outdated, patriarchal, and even dangerous in a world that now celebrates equality. So this morning, we're asking, in 2025, is submission still relevant in marriage, or is it time to rewrite the script? What are your thoughts? And as you know, we'd like for you to join this conversation on 020-163-52013 or 090-241-63440. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. Ladies, the Femi Otedola, Temi Otedola, Ajibade story again. I know we had discussed previously we had discussed her changing her name, but this is another thing that also sent, the internet abuzz, as we say, and it is her father's advice to her. Let me see if I can remember, not word for word, not verbatim, but he said something like, he was talking to her. He says, he is now your husband, and you must submit to his whims and caprices. Is the word that he used. And he says, no more daddy again. Or like, I'm giving you over. Some people are like, hey, good man, African man, traditional. He knows the importance of, submission. And he has told her in front of everybody. And then some people are like, no, why would he say that? Why would he say that to his daughter? This is dangerous to say that to her. And especially in 2025, when we've seen how people have misused these words to cause all sorts of problems for their wives. So, ladies, I would really like to hear your opinion. Did he do right or did he do wrong? Or is he somewhere in between? Who would like to go first?
Somebody hosted, because he's a Yoruba man, so let me just talk what I know from tradition. So somebody hosted his daughter's wedding and spoke to his daughter from a place of security, because he's the billionaire. Who is going to abuse his daughter?
They're not born the person.
It's like say your head is dangle. So people take it verbatim because of wherever they are at the time of the interpretation. But you're talking, even Eazi God knows saying mistake and easy.
Honestly.
Where he did now?
I like that, right?
So he's not married to someone who is not secure. He's not married to an insecure family. This is not somebody that is waiting for the in-law to come and do their chair or do their painting before they do the wedding. This is somebody that is when they were talking to her, he knows what he's saying. He's saying, focus more on your own units now, your own branch of the tree. Do well, that's what basically he's saying. Build with your husband. Start your branch well with your husband, because it will be tough to be looking back. I'm a daddy's girl. It can be tough. When you're looking back and, with time and everything that trials can bring, you'll be catching up with a lot of struggle. So start quick. And that's a father talking to his daughter. It's not one father that is saying to her, hey, can you tell him that your brother's school fees is due? That's not where they're coming from. And so people will take it from a lot of places of confusion.
So we'll take it from where we are. Everybody.
So my own dad told me, where is that your degree, that your law degree? Put it here. Go home and build with your husband. But it wasn't easy for me. I was like, and the very first week I don't start to do strong head, because he knows his daughter. Most of the time when they talk as the parent who raised you. They know your temperament, everything. They're not talking about one societal confusion of who is strong gender, who is the abused gender. There are no abuses here. And if you check, this girl, whether married or not, it's well provided for. So it's just
the way we describe it is like billionaires will not have problem.
No.
If it's like all problems in marriages is just about money, and if money is there, then there's no issue.
So disempowerment is why there are most problems from the woman's angle in marriages. An empowered woman who comes into marriage, the first thing the man wants to do, if he's not a complete wholesome person, is to first of all disempower that thing you're looking at. So some men will say, even that your father, I don't want you to say, I want to count how many times he comes in. For you to come from a place where that is guy, your husband, is even deferring to on your matter to how your with respect to your dad is rare. It's something that, you know, most men will first of all break everything that gives her that confidence, and so that she can submit. But a woman that is already full, you know, and you accept her, you love her confidence, that's not the conversation. So money and all of those things is not what I'm looking at. It's, you know, that she's being well empowered. She's a woman who knows herself, her worth before she comes in. And she's, you know, let's not forget, he's had the opportunity of mentoring this man for years while they were dating. You know, the only, I don't follow her page. I was following his page on Twitter and seeing pictures of, you know, when he wished him a happy birthday and all of that. I think it was even at the 60th that he did, where he took them on a cruise. And you know, so he's had the opportunity of watching him closely. This is not somebody is giving somebody to a husband and be saying, hey, my daughter, and you'll be crying at the wedding. Did you see anybody shed tears? You know,
please don't come for those people that used to cry at the wedding. Don't even try that.
Please, your initial thoughts.
So we all have brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, uncles. We've attended weddings, right? In Nigeria, we're big on weddings, whether in a small way or in a big way. And we always hear one thing at the end of the weddings. This speech by parents, African parents, telling the woman to submit to your husband. This is your home. It is just a thing in Africa, in Nigeria, where you most of the time they say, okay, the man will don't beat our wife, our daughter, take care of our daughter. But most of the time, 99% of the time, what they are saying to the girl child is, you know, submit to your husband. So it's a norm in our culture. But I think where people have a problem with is the word he used when he says submit to his whims
and caprices.
So it's not just about submitting, because I don't think people have a problem with that. Is when the statement people had a problem with when he said submitting to his whims and caprices. That is loaded.
Okay.
Especially in Africa, where it is taken that most married men have a bit of irresponsibility in terms of maybe cheating, doing a lot of certain things, being irresponsible. Telling a woman that you need to submit to a man's every whims and caprices is a dangerous thing to say. So I think that's where the argument is coming from. But after he said that, he now ended the comment by saying, no longer dad you. So it made me understand what he was trying to say, put it in perspective more, that, don't come to dad you, submit to your husband. But what people are taking out.
Yes, because to be fair, whims and caprices means, you know, unpredictable behavior, irrational behavior. But as we know, this is Nigeria. English people will say one thing, we interpret it differently. So as you said, you know, it didn't mean just an irrational behavior, but just that he's in charge. I'd like to take BC next, but let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll hear BC's first thoughts. Thank you for staying with us. BC, you were going to give us your thoughts.
So I had to quickly ask to be sure. Is he a Christian? He's a Christian because I wanted to refer to the scriptures. Genesis 3:16 says, your desires shall be for your husband. We know as a result of the fall, and then when God had to now share the punishment to both Adam and Eve, one of the things he said was that you, Eve, your desires shall be for your husband. And also we remember the part of submission that was said in the Bible. So I do not particularly see anything wrong in submission in marriage, because I have always believed that two captains cannot run a boat or a ship. One person would have to be in charge, the other person would have to support for a marriage to work well, and two of you must be in sync. It's also, like you rightly mentioned, advice that parents give to their children when they are getting married. There's nothing wrong in saying that your desire shall be for your husband. You are entering a new terrain. This is no longer daddy and mommy and family. We've seen people who could not cope in their marriages because they came from a very good home where everything was working out, and any little stress they have, they are running home. They are packing their bags and they are going home. They want to go and meet mommy to give advice, or they want to go and talk to their father and all of that. And he is saying that you will submit to his whims and caprices. This is now your territory. You can find a way. See, all these things are not difficult. You can find the key and even hold him inside the whims and caprices and run your home. So it's not out of place for him to give that advice. However, I would have preferred that if he had to give the advice publicly, he will also advise the man at the same time. So you know how we balance it. The scripture says, submit to your husband and also commands husbands love your wife. So you balance the two. But if you had to talk to your daughter alone, separately, that's the sort of conversation that you say, hey, now you're getting married though. You have to listen to your husband. You have to agree with him. If he says, don't do this, you have to learn how to. There are skills that women learn that you think is the man that's actually in charge of the home. But it's the woman that's running things and controlling things. She has just found the key. She has known how to touch his mumu button. And she's having her way. And you see her quiet, smiling, even when he's shouting. And you think, this man is definitely maltreating this woman. Meanwhile, the woman has the power. That is the skill that we learn as women. We are born with it naturally. We have to improve on it to be able to have our way most of the time. If you go back into history, you see that many of the kings that will come out and make decrees and everything, there's one, either is the wife that has the power or one mistress somewhere that is twisting the thing. They will come and give you conversation. This country and this country. Are you sure?
So that mistress that you talked about, I think is going to be the problem.
No, I'm just giving an example of the power of a woman.
No, I get you.
Yes.
I get you.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, and maybe that's why people have a thing about these whims and caprices, which could include having mistresses outside. So if madam is in the house and husband's whims and caprices means there's a side chick, how does she coordinate that, so that is why I feel that some people are saying the wording should have been done a bit differently, because whims and caprices include so many things.
But I'll take it from the problem of the rich man that you had asked.
Yes.
So we think that rich men don't have their own problems, but one of the problems he has is glaring.
Okay.
Yes. So one of the things you'd see young men, maybe credible, respectful, worthy young men do is that they will be intimidated because of the level of, wealth and achievements of her father. Her sisters have been through the news with their relationships and all of that.
Okay.
And all of that might intimidate a young, worthy man. But, Mr. Eazi was bold enough to date and love this girl through his eyes. You will see, there was perfect English. We were watching the videos, and my children were on the phone with their cousins in the US. And they were doing accents. I was like, you see big man, Dangote talk, you not get accent.
The father talk, there was no accent.
The father talk, you not get.
Talking about accent, I've got to call Victor from Kaduna. Good morning, Victor. Victor, are you there? I think we may have lost him.
Okay,
Nyma,
so
please continue.
I was like, you see, they're not focused on the frivolities.
Yeah.
They are more focused on important
Substance.
things. You will notice that the parents were careful in utterances around the families of their son-in-law.
Okay.
It wasn't oratory. The word, I think, for lack of a better word, while you're speaking, you might be good at your business, but you're not an orator. You don't have flowery words.
Yeah.
And so he was speaking. He cannot be picking and selecting the one that people would notice.
Yeah.
But for lack of a better word is why that word would drop.
Yeah,
and when he says to his daughter submit, he did not tell her go and tie up on the chest. When daddy come, he said, "Daddy, wow."
No, but he said he's now your boss.
Yes.
Okay.
All of us, we marry bosses.
Before.
We thought this our sharp eye. We are married to our bosses. So you're constantly thinking, strategizing the best way. You don't just walk into the house because you're an educated woman
and do
come and shout, they work.
All right, it looks like Victor is back. Victor, good morning.
Yeah, a very good morning, Vic.
Go on, we can hear you.
Well, this is a very hot topic.
Okay.
And firstly, I am not married.
Okay.
So when it comes to topics like this, I don't want to do too much, say too much, because I am not in it. But this is what I think.
Please share.
You see, when it comes to the issue of marriage, especially for ladies, I think the emphasis should be that ladies should be very, very serious in choosing a man that they can easily respect and submit to. Yes. Because I don't think this institution of marriage can work with the basis of equality. So when I hear about equality, I think outside marriage,
It works.
that is where equality matters. Yes, we are not one, but we are equal outside marriage. But under the premise of marriage, we are one, but not equal.
Not equal. Sure.
So the whole emphasis should be the ladies should be very focused on choosing a man they can easily submit to and follow that person's lead. And for me as a man, sincerely, if I'm going to go for a wife, I will pick a woman that I will know how to tame. Because if as a man you are shouting, you are, saying, I'm the man of the house, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So I want to go for a woman that is self-regulated, a woman that I will not have to tame. Because that is where the problem comes from. And you see this thing, when they say that there can only be one captain on the ship. As a sailor, I am a sailor, so I understand that phrase very well. Because the captain wears 4 stripes. And it is not only the captain that wears 4 stripes on the ship. The chief engineer, I am also from the engineering department. The chief engineer of the ship also wears a uniform that has 4 stripes on his shoulder.
Okay.
Because the license must be the same, class 1, the education must be the same. Sometimes the chief engineer might even earn more than the captain.
Okay.
But they understand that someone must have the overriding power on that ship. Yes, I am an engineer and I know that. And it is by the basis of the department in school.
Thank you, Victor. That was very powerful analogy. For someone who is not married, you're really, I feel like
he's ready.
You're ready. You were saying.
No, I was done.
Okay. So before I go to you, Amaka, there's something he said. He says he does not see equality working in marriage. Equality can work anywhere else. Why is equality such a tough word in marriage? Does it mean that a man and a woman cannot exist if they see themselves as equals?
Okay, so like I agree to everything he says, apart from the use of the word when he came up with tame, because I don't know the wild animal that we are taming. Yeah. So you see, if you notice, the problem that we are dealing with is choice of words. Everything he said is perfect, but when he lost me. Immediately he used the word tame. my brain just. That's, like that rebellious, like, what did he just, is it
but
what
I've heard women say, my husband tamed me.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that when you say, you can curse yourself, but let somebody else curse you that same curse. You get angry.
You think women should not be tamed?
No, nobody should be tamed. We're not wild. We're not
no, what I'm trying
here.
to say to you, I'm saying, right, just so that I can add to your conversation, sorry to interrupt you, is that some people don't see the word tame as a negative.
That's not that, but what I'm trying to say is that, like you said, I can say, oh my God, I forgot something. I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb.
Yeah.
Right? But when you come up, Miriam, and say, Amaka, you're so stupid and dumb, I take offense.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that, to play down on certain things when it comes to yourself.
Okay.
As opposed to when somebody. So everything was saying was okay, but him using that word like marrying a woman that you can tame, it just doesn't sound nice. That's what I'm trying. There are other ways to relate that message without saying that. But I totally agree with everything I said. And why am I saying that? You see that some women marry men that they're better off in terms of career finances.
Okay.
And they respect and submit to those men because they believe in a dream.
Okay.
Yes, they believe in a dream. So it has nothing. So like what he said, a man might not have or might not be doing what he's supposed to do in a home. And you find out that woman is supportive and carrying that and covering him and respecting him and submitting to him because she sees where he's headed.
Okay.
That he might not be here, but he's selling a dream to her.
So she respects him irrespective of his financial
status or anything, and she's willing and she's submitting and loving him because she believes in a dream, as opposed to a man that is not. Everything is how you package yourself in this life.
Okay.
Yes, how you package yourself will determine whether you get respect or you don't get respect. Yeah. That's the truth. There's how you come in as a man that maybe you don't have your acts together and you're just stumbling your way through at home. You're not responsible. You go out, drink and come back, and you want someone to submit and respect you. So for me, it's subjective in the sense of what is your experience within the family system and within that marriage system. What's your experience? Some women are going through abuse, some women are going through responsible men. It's difficult to submit to such men. But when a man is being responsible and doing what he's supposed and showing up, even if he doesn't have money is not an equation here. Like I said, it depends on the dream you're selling to your partner. Yeah. Right? That earns you respect.
Yeah. I would like to ask BC the stance on when he said marry someone that you respect or you can respect. But we've seen people move from respect to disrespect within the marriage. But before you do that, let's go on a short break. When we'll come back, we'll hear BC's stance. Thank you. Thank you for staying with us. And we're still discussing the place of submission in marriages in 2025. BC, you know, I had asked earlier about the place of equality in a marriage and why it seemed like such a sensitive word to use now.
To use in marriage. So I like how we pick words and sometimes forget context and sometimes apply context. So in this one, let's apply context. When we talk about equality in marriage, we're not saying that the wife is not a full human being. Some parts are missing. She's disadvantaged. She's less of a human being than the husband. That's not what we're saying. There are two heads coming together, you know, to chase 10,000. They are whole. They are healthy. They are good, right? But when it comes to an ability for veto power, one person would have to hold a mantle. It's like a kingdom. All the soldiers in the army may even have the same ability to go face the enemies, fight the war and everything. But one person will be a general, you know, to say, should we, even when everybody say, okay, let's do it like this, let's do it like that, one person should be able to stand and say, okay, we have decided, we have agreed, let us go this way. You know why? So that we can work together. Can two work together except they agree? Of course. If we do not have one person in a home who is able to hold veto power at the end of the day, you see that we are going in different ways. Your dreams are different, your visions are different, your plans are different. We're not working towards the whole family goal together. So we must have somebody, a representative of the family, who would have the final say when it matters the most. Many homes, women are the ones that take more of the decisions. My home, for instance, there are many things my husband doesn't bother about. I'm the one that takes the decision. Okay, is it this school they are going to? Is it this one? But there are some decisions I know that when we have an agreement, I have to wait for him to say, okay, which one? Which one are we going to do? And then we all present our cases. This is why I say we should do this. And he says, okay, this is why I say we should do that.
You're talking different.
Listen now. I'm talking about equality in marriage. Why we need one person to be the head. Because somebody must give veto power.
Now, body.
When the chips are down, you cannot have this decision and your wife has a different decision. Two of you are not working together. That's the meaning of somebody has to submit to the husband. Not
so
necessarily.
The equality is in
the ability.
So we respect each other.
Yes, we respect each other, but somebody at the end of the day should have veto power, right? Now, when we talk about submission in marriage, we are assuming that all things are equal, where the man is a reasonable person, the woman is a reasonable person, nobody is abusing anybody. But we have seen situations where, like Amaka rightly said, it is abused. You get into the relationship and they popo you back to back. They are beating you, they are abusing you financially, emotionally, physically, and all of that. At that point, wisdom is profitable to direct. They will not say because your father has said submit, you will not stay and be collecting 2-2 every 2 days and telling these people that you jammed door today, a table fell on you tomorrow. You
now
move.
They trick
No, you move.
You know
it doesn't mean, no, Nyma, let me lie. It doesn't mean that assuming all things are equal, we should not advise that there should be submission. But then you get into the home and you find that, this is not working out. Then you use your head.
Okay, I get that. But before you jump in, Sarah from Gombe. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you pick my call, please? Can you pick my call?
What's
I'm really tired of waiting.
Okay.
I am Vera Nkechi Obiano from Gombe.
We can hear you.
Vera.
Thank you, Vera. We can hear you.
Nkechi, not Sarah. Nkechi.
Okay. If you can, you're live. You can go on. Please, you can give us your opinion on the topic being discussed.
Well done. I really want to say something about. Okay. I want to say something about this topic.
Okay, sorry, we've lost Vera from Gombe.
So I was going to say, when we use this word loosely, there's equality in every marriage. Forget it. It's not about who's the boss, who's not boss. When they talk about head of family, that confusion has to be settled. everybody is an adult. I mean, an individual in their marriage, including the children sometimes. You see where this deliberation happens, where you finally defer to someone. What BC was trying to explain, if you look at it from head, body, and you'll be thinking subjugation.
No.
An adult woman who respects you, even when they know, their intellect can tell, they will wait and say, I'd like to listen to the person I extremely respect, I'm in a lifetime journey with. But if a woman enters the marriage and the advice from the door is that pause your thinking, lose your sense, and defer to this person, and the person not can't get sense, I want to be. Which is why when we teach equality, you teach it from a self-awareness point of view. For the young girl in question, you know yourself, you know who you are. The man who's dated or who's come to marry you come from a place where he already loves who you are. You don't have to be fake, pretend, anything else. When decision making comes, it comes from both sides of respect. You, on the other hand, being a woman, knows that life, you can choose for the peace of your home to defer in decision making. You see, when we use it in African context, where the confusion comes, is that it will tell you who to be, how to be it, what to be it, such as if when you come, God gave you nothing of IQ or wisdom of yourself. So when we use it like that, where most people hearing it are hearing it from their own lenses. They're seeing it from what life has dealt with them. And they can't see it any different, depending on what everybody has seen. We are willingly saying we submit. If they give you steady basketballs,
we'll be rounding up soon.
I want to weigh in because, like what BC, the Bible scripture that she said, like, can two work together except they agree, right? Yes. You see, in that nothing in that scripture said that one is up and another one is down. Why am I saying that? I believe that I believe that a good partnership works when we both know our strengths and our weaknesses. That is just being smart. And I feel like there's some men, they know that maybe they are not very good at decision making, or they're not certain, and then they pray and they marry a woman that they know. When you're with somebody, you know who has what strength, especially a man that doesn't feel, that knows who he is, and is not trying to drag anything.
So no, he's not an insecure person.
He's not an insecure person. And so you both know who has the strength and who has the weakness in this marriage or in this partnership. And then if I'm a man and then I know that my wife makes better decisions.
Thank you.
Maybe financial decisions.
But financial decisions, or decisions about our home, or decisions about even running my life, why would I not give it to her? It's just common sense,
and vice versa.
Because we're both working towards the same goal. Wisdom. And we want to, it's just wisdom.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies, for this conversation. Sorry, we have to go on a break. But yes, but just to round up for me is that I would like us to look at his message to his daughter, in context. He first described the man she's marrying as a great guy, a very great guy. He also says, this is someone I see that you are in love, you're both in love. So given this recipe of a man, please submit to him. So for me, that's how I see it. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll go on to our next segment.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.